It's good to be with you on this Monday. It's a joy always to have this opportunity. And just think, God's given us life for another week to look at all the opportunities we have to serve Him. Today I want to look at Romans chapter 4. It's a great encouragement when you look at Abraham, a man that God was developing so that he could be the father of the people of God. Coming out of paganism and Ur of the Chaldees, and then up at Haran, the top part of the Fertile Crescent, then coming into the wicked area of the Canaanites. And in the midst of all of this, God was developing this close relationship, and Abraham was learning to walk by faith. And as we look at our own situation, it's easy for us to feel sorry for ourselves. Things are difficult. It's increasingly pagan, I could say. We sometimes feel a bit alone, even though we're not. But we need to realize God's cultivating a relationship with us too. He's wanting us to be men and women of faith. He's wanting us to grow through all of this. He's not by any means thrown by the circumstances that are around us, and He is working things for His own purposes. And so we need to realize that God is able to work not only in circumstances, but in us, and to strengthen us so that we can have faith. Now let me give you the verse. Verse 20 of chapter 4. He staggered not, that's Abraham, at the promise of God. This is speaking of having an heir, Isaac, through unbelief, but was strong. He was empowered. He was strengthened in faith, giving glory to God. Now we look at that verse and we're thankful for a man that was strong in faith, but the emphasis of that verb is that he was empowered, which enabled him to have more faith. Now faith is a decision of our will to depend upon God, and God then gives us His grace, His strengthening so that we can do what He wants us to do. We're saved by faith, that dependence upon God, that exercising of our will. We're saved by faith. We grow by faith. But we need to realize that God keeps working in our hearts so that we can be more in an enduring perspective in our faith and growing in our confidence in taking the right steps of faith. If you've ever thought about it, what's one of the parts of the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians chapter 5? The fruit of the Spirit is faith. Now, God doesn't make the decision for us. We make the decision, but He empowers us. As we take steps of faith, we grow, we understand, we have more confidence, we see Him work. He's giving us victory over sin. Therefore, we are strengthened for the next step of faith. We still take the step of faith, but He empowers us. So as we're seeing all of this go on, God's just wanting us to grow. He's wanting us to be men and women strong in faith. He is ready to empower us. And may God help us not to get weaker and more reclusive in our lives, but instead to realize God's wanting us, just like Abraham, to have a great testimony and to walk in faith through the power of God.